Hey everyone, my flight got delayed on the way back from Taipei, so I'm here at an internet cafe in Tokyo. I've always wanted to stay in one, I stayed in one 2 years ago, but that was even more rushed than today, so I thought I'd show you guys around and maybe use this as an opportunity to talk about a little nonsense that I know of. Anyways. Rooms like this, I paid 2,400 yen for this room, and I got tomorrow morning I'll get to see Tokyo a little bit before I head out. So I thought I'd make a video just to talk about bullshit, especially about my computer gaming tournament. So I started writing computer games in 2011. My grandpa had just passed away, and I was trying to take my mind off of grandpa passing away. But a couple weeks later, my brother and I got into an argument because we were heading out for grandpa's funeral, and I didn't want to go. I was busy right in the middle of writing a computer game. We were at our uncle's home in Taipei, and I said, well, I'll stay behind. You guys go to his funeral. And I was sincere about it. I was so addicted to the computer games already, even though it had only been 2 weeks. And my brother was like, come on, you gotta be kidding me. You know, our whole family's gonna be there. And I said, fuck our family. You know, and well, it was just a gut reaction. I love my games. Fuck our family. And my brother was so upset at that remark. He said, fuck you. And he never says fuck. I mean, I think that's the only time in his whole life I ever heard him say fuck. And that was that. And last year, I also went to another computer gaming tournament. It was held in Amsterdam. And then I took another flight from there to Warsaw to see an old friend of mine. And she and I got into an argument because she thinks I'm addicted to computer games. So she was like, why don't you just enjoy... actually, we were in Gdansk. Sorry about that. She lives in Gdansk. Why don't we just enjoy Gdansk for a day instead of writing computer games? And I tried to do that, and I got very sick. Well, I had never... up until that point, I had never taken a 24-hour vacation away from my... except for the time I was hospitalized. But other than that, up until that point, I had never taken a 24-hour vacation from my games. And when I did, I got very sick. What else has happened? I was just recently looking at my frequent flyer miles, and I've gone to the moon twice in terms of miles. I can't seem to remember what all those trips are about. Obviously, the computer game tournaments added quite a bunch to that, but I've also gone to... When I was dating a girl in Rochester, I used to fly there a lot. Every time there would be a cheap flight, I'd fly out there. And then odds and ends, and I was just calculating how much time dilation I've experienced from all these flights, and it adds up to like 100 nanoseconds that I've kind of slowed down my body's clock by just from going to these conferences and going to see my girlfriend and my family and all the rest. I have a funny story about time travel via an airplane. When I was in 6th grade, Concorde suffered its only disaster, or at least its only fatal accident. I don't know if they had minor accidents before that. And my 6th grade teacher was talking about this in science class, about how Concorde worked and all that. And he explained that Concorde was so fast that you would leave after eating lunch, and you would arrive in time to eat breakfast that same day. And I thought he meant you would time travel. And for a long time, I thought he meant that the airplane went so fast, like faster than the speed of light, that time went backwards. And I held that misconception for a few weeks until one day a friend of mine got in trouble, and he couldn't go out to recess. And I wanted him to come, and I started to daydream, and I talked to my... science teacher about this. I said, man, I wish we had Concorde, that we can go back in time. And then my science teacher clarified that Concorde doesn't actually go back in time. It's just so fast that if you're flying west, you fly faster than the Earth is rotating. It doesn't actually travel in time. So I misunderstood what he was saying. What other misconceptions have I had in the past? I know I've had a few. I used to think. See, I started eating a little bit healthier when I was a teenager. I was 17 years old, and I used to think that if you are a celebrity or somewhat high profile, or certainly if you're the president of the United States, that you cannot eat junk food. You know, and it wasn't until recently that I kind of got over that concept. I don't know where I picked it up, but I was obviously Warren Buffett. He loves Coca-Cola. He owns a lot of the stock, and he drinks it, and it doesn't seem to bother him. And I think Barack Obama used to smoke cigarettes. He tried to quit, and then he slipped up, and it was big news on the TV. And who else did I hear who had a junk food habit? I used to have this ideology that if you're famous, you can't eat junk food, and in recent times I've noticed that to be not exactly true. Obviously, they try to hide it when they do, probably, except for Warren Buffett. I don't know why he would. Well, I guess he wants his stock to go up. You know, who knows? Maybe he's not even drinking real Coke when he does it. I used to have another misunderstanding, also courtesy of my 6th grade teacher. My 6th grade teacher had explained that how chemical reactions work, and he gave an example of how he accidentally mixed ammonia and bleach, and he created a toxic gas, and he had to stay out of his home for some time. But when he said it, I didn't know what ammonia meant. I thought he said pneumonia and bleach, and I thought that he had a family member who had pneumonia and had vomited, and he had tried to clean it up with bleach. But I couldn't understand why he would describe that as mixing ammonia and bleach. Never made sense to me. And, the reason I thought he said pneumonia was because just a few weeks earlier, I had a classmate who was sick, and he was out of school because of pneumonia. So that's the only reason I knew anything that ended with ammonia, right? What else has been going on lately? Anyway, so I've been writing computer games for 7 years, and I've traveled so much that I've kind of time traveled a little bit. And I'm a little disappointed that in my whole life, air travel hasn't gotten any faster. When I was a kid, it took the same 20 or so hours to fly from my parents' home in Pittsburgh to Taipei, and today, 20-some years later, it still does. I think we fly very close to the speed of sound, obviously, so braking it's going to increase fuel consumption quite a bit. I don't anticipate going any faster until we have space travel. If we have an orbiter to go around the Earth, then potentially you could fly from New York to Taipei in maybe 20, 30 minutes maybe. I know it takes 80 minutes to orbit the Earth. Obviously, it's not very economical to do at the moment. I can't wait until we could do that. I won't have to worry about... See, one of the big problems with coming to the computer gaming conference is that, first of all, it doesn't really make sense to come for just that 1 week for the conference, because it takes like a day just to come here, and then you got jet lag and all that. And then I got to schedule extra vacation time around the contest. And then I get here and I'm a mess. And I'm not sure how that would affect jet lag if you just came here in 30 minutes. I think it might be worse, but at the same time, it kind of allows for me to adjust leisurely. I don't have to worry about adjusting on an airplane. I don't know. I don't know. Although I'm not sure if the zero gravity would affect me. And then if people started becoming a frequent flyer on the spaceship, we'll have to worry about time dilation, of course. So that might be tricky. Maybe I'll get to the conference and somebody will think it's 9 o'clock and I'll think it's 10 o'clock. So that might be a little bit tricky. I'm not sure if orbiting the Earth is fast enough to do that. Well, actually, I think it is, because I think the GPS system has some kind of adjustment that needs to be done because of it. Anyways, Internet Cafe in Tokyo. Thanks for watching.